Hello, everyone. I am Julia Duvall, and I am a public communications specialist at Western Carolina University in Cullowhee, North Carolina. Thank you so much for joining me today for my session on small budget marketing, how to utilize free or inexpensive resources in your higher education marketing plan. I am very excited to share with you all some resources and tips that I have found to be extremely helpful in my higher education marketing strategy. I work in our Division of Educational Outreach, and I do marketing for the entire division. So I am separate from our marketing and communications department on campus. The offices and programs in the division include continuing education, professional development, conferences and community classes, kids camps, distance learning, military student services, contract programs, and any other program we may collaborate with our campus partners on. As you can see, I have a lot of marketing duties, and I try to find the most bang for the buck for our marketing options since we have so many different programs to promote. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them as we go along. Topics. Here are the topics that I want to cover today. These 6 topics I feel are the most important when you don't have a huge marketing budget at your disposal and need to get the most out of the resources you do have available. We will cover each of these topics in depth: press releases, cross-promotion, social media, in-house media, resources, and building relationships. Press releases. I love press releases. This was always one of my favorite class assignments in college because I love writing, and coming up with engaging headlines is a lot of fun too. In case anyone is not familiar with what exactly a press release entails, if you just Google it or however you want to search, there are a lot of examples that'll pop up and that'll give you some help as you're writing them. This is a great way to get the word out about your class or event and not have to pay a ton of money to advertise in a paper. Depending on the specifics of the event or course, I send to local and regional media outlets. This includes radio stations, newspapers, TV stations, and on campus if you have a digital faculty or staff newsletter, student newspaper, those are also great places to send your release to. Even if you don't get your full release in the paper, don't be discouraged. A lot of times you will be added to their calendar of events, online and in print. Typically, if you do run a few ads per year with them, with any sort of media outlet, they're more likely to run your full releases. So I consider that a smart investment if you're wanting to spend a little money on promotion. Best practices that I have found are to always include a photo, particularly a photo of the person you were quoting or the featured speaker or guest, especially if they're well known in the area or the field. Also, try not to go over one page on the release. The media like clear, concise, and to the point. Cross-promotion. Cross-promotion is a great way to get to know other departments on campus and also in the community. You share their stuff, they share yours. So not only have you formed a great relationship, but you've opened the door for collaboration and gained more followers and views. We will talk more about building those relationships later on in the presentation. We have a group for campus communicators at WCU, and we let each other know when things are happening so we can share to their audience or vice versa. Or if there's an event that would appeal to our audience, we look for ways to collaborate with poster advertising. If you have promotional items and another department on campus is having an event or information session, offer some promotional items to include in a goodie bag, a pen, a cup, notepad. It doesn't have to be an expensive or flashy item, just something with your name on it. And shout outs, give shout outs to departments or any other campus group if they, successes, if they've got an award or anything like that. Social media. If you don't run the main university social media pages, as is my case, get permission to add the main campus page and alumni pages as co-hosts of your events on Facebook. It'll reach your audience and it will also reach theirs. And theirs is usually, quite larger than subsequent social media pages of the university. And it may also lead to new follows on your page. Create Facebook events and individual posts, more promotion opportunity. If you do want to spend some money, you can customize the amount to fit your small budget and still see results. Even $1 per day works. Always add pictures to your posts to make them more engaging. And always have a call to action and a link to register, sign up for your email newsletter, anything like that. Get your camera out. Cell phone cameras work just fine. And take some pictures of campus. New flowers? Give a shout out to facilities. Is it an especially pretty day? Take some pictures of the iconic buildings on campus and share. Is it a holiday with lots of decorations? Post. Be engaging and active on campus. If you can, get industry or academic influencers to share your info to their followers, especially if they're involved in your program in any way. Invite people to like your page, your friends, people who'd like to post, etc. You can link your Facebook and Instagram to run simultaneous campaigns, and you would just pay one price through your Facebook account. And of course, cross-promote. So when I first started my position, I really did not know much about creating videos other than whipping out my cell phone and hitting the record button. Well, guess what? I still do that. I learned that a cell phone video is very authentic and it's super easy to shoot, edit, and upload. I've also figured out that if you create a YouTube channel, upload your video, and then share the YouTube link, it's much easier and the link is way more stable and doesn't get broken as easily. It also makes uploading to your website easier. So at Western, we have specific rules for our web pages that has to be an embedded YouTube link. And it may be different depending on your organization's rules, but that's just what we follow. I use Adobe Premiere to edit these videos. I am self-taught and I joke that I know just enough to be dangerous. YouTube tutorials are super helpful for any Adobe program. Now this software is definitely on the expensive side, but I would look into it if you want to do one big investment in your marketing. And if you get the Adobe suite, you have access to everything: Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere, Bridge, and there are several other different programs you would have access to. Your institution may even have a shared license you could be part of. There are also apps on your phone that work just as well to do a quick edit on a video, take out background noise, edit a clip, cut, slice, whatever you need to do. Now, if you're going to spend any amount of money on in-house media, I would suggest investing in a good digital camera. You can actually also use that to record video as well. You would just need to get a little plug-in microphone to make that work to get audio. I've used several different brands and they all worked great. You don't need to be a photographer to take good pictures. And again, YouTube tutorials are great. Just set it automatic and start clicking. Here's some photos that I have taken during workshops and events. And these are all just point and click. And I always try to catch authentic moments of people engaged in our events or workshops or whatever we have going on. Post photos are great too, but authentic action shots are awesome for promo materials. These are just various workshops and conferences and camps that we've had over the years. Lots of fun. All right, so here are some program and event ideas that I have had success with for marketing our offerings. The first one is canva.com, CANVA.com. This is an amazing design website where you create an account. You can even have a free one. You just won't have access to as many things. You can also create a nonprofit account, and I believe that is free as well. Now, the paid accounts have more element options and is a low-cost option for in-house print and digital materials. You can create presentations, flyers, social media posts, posters, invitations, pretty much anything that you could need for promotional materials. And it's super easy to use. We talked about this a little bit earlier when we were talking about social media, but Facebook events are great, especially if you can get those key influencers or other departments on campus or community organizations to act as co-hosts. Not only will your audience see it, but again, theirs will too. They're very easy to set up and always include a link to your registration page and an event cover photo that's relevant to the event. Bonus if you can, use a photo that you've taken. And share, share, share. Invite your friends to the event. Boosting posts. This is something that can help even the smallest of budgets. You can spend $1 per day and still see results, as I said earlier. The amount spent depends on what you are offering, so there's no particular set of rules. Just spend the amount that you're comfortable with. I would say if, I wouldn't spend $500 if your event is free or, $10, but an example is $250 spent over a few weeks, and then you just do a set amount of that $250 each day. Email marketing. This is a huge asset to our marketing strategy. We used to use a paid membership service, but now we just use the campus-wide platform that all university communicators use. Now, if your university has a membership, get in on it if you can, or discuss with your team how to go about sending communication to your students and participants. There are lots of ways to do this and lots of rules. So do what is best for your situation. Keep your lists up to date. Make sure there's an easy way to sign up on your website and social media, and don't inundate your participants with like 50,000 emails a month. Just, keep it clear and concise and super important information. If you want to have a blog to share updates with your students or participants, to let them know what is happening or to share any sort of updates about their programs, WordPress offers a free account. We use this for our annual Cullowhee Native Plants Conference. We have what's called a steering committee, and this is the group that kind of plans out the conference. This is a great way for them to share updates about the conference or interesting information that's really, only interesting to that group. We use the free account, and the only thing about that is it generates a URL, and you cannot edit it. So if you do a paid version, you can pick or edit your URL. My group doesn't mind, so we just keep the free account. Flickr, F-L-I-C-K-R. This is a photo sharing site, and you can upload 1,000 photos for free. This is great if you want to share photos from an event, but some of your participants or students don't have access to social media, which is what we run into a lot. All you have to do is send them the link to the specific album with all of their pictures in it, and they're good to go. No social media account required. Again, you can pay to be able to upload more photos, but I've always just used the free account, and every few months go in and save the photos to a folder and delete them from Flickr to make room for new ones. Now, obviously, with the pandemic going on, our face-to-face activities look a lot different, and most have moved online or have been postponed. A virtual open house is a great way for the campus community and the public to see what you offer and learn more about you. You can set up a Zoom invitation and get people to register in advance and do an interactive presentation about what you offer. You can show videos, photos, have a Q&A, and anything else that you think would be pertinent information to your audience. Now, if you're a member of the local Chamber of Commerce, they have lots of resources that are usually included in your membership. Typically, they have a website where you can upload your events. I would suggest printing off a few flyers of what you offer, or if you have a set list of spring workshops or classes coming up, and take to their visitor center. Not just visitors, visit the visitor center. Say that 3 times fast. Especially if it is a community event or a course that would interest non-traditional students. Libraries too. Most only display events if they are free, but it's always worth a shot if it's a low-cost program or free, or if it's something that would interest the population. Cross-promote. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. Cross-promote, cross-promote, cross-promote. I know we've talked about this already, but this is so important when you have a small marketing budget. Build your community. Create opportunities for word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising there is. Genuine reviews and testimonials from friends, family, and colleagues, that's the best advertising there is. Building relationships. Let's talk about building relationships with the media, with campus and community partners, with your students, participants. Regarding on-campus relationships, right off the bat, I can think of about 8 people I know I could go to right now with any marketing issue, and they would help me fix it. It is so important to have strong relationships with your marketing department, printing department, if you have one, and your other campus and community partners. Same goes for relationships outside of your campus. You need to build that trust and keep showing them that they can trust you, rely on you, treat them with respect, acknowledge them, and then the work that they do. Thank the local newspaper for running all those press releases by sending a heartfelt, handwritten thank you note. Send a box of donuts to the marketing department for helping push out that post about your workshop that got you those last few registrations that you needed to push the workshop through. Send a thank you email with a discount offer to a loyal participant who has taken several of your workshops. In turn, you have created a strong relationship that you can turn to when you need help boosting enrollment, or you want some endorsements, or just need help in general. Let's recap. I hope that talking about these resources and tips will give you all some ideas to help stretch your small marketing budget and get the most out of what you have at your fingertips. Let's recap what we have talked about today. Press releases. Remember, great way to get the word out, doesn't cost a cent, and can open the door for building relationships with the media and getting your future programs out there. Also, if you need help, just Google press release example and you'll be good to go. Cross promotion. The more you share others' posts, the more they will share and collaborate with you, and this will help build your following. Social media. Posts with images, Facebook events with influential co-hosts, cell phone videos and photos, link your Instagram and Facebook, and of course, cross-promote. In-house media. Whip out that cell phone and start recording testimonials, instructor interviews, events as they're happening, anything going on with your program that you think would make a good video, record it. Same with photos. And if you can't get your hands on a digital camera, your cell phone works just fine. Especially now, every time they come out with a new phone, it seems the camera gets bigger and better, so that'll work just as well. Resources, Canva, C-A-N-V-A, WordPress, and Flickr, F-L-I-C-K-R. Remember, those are all great free or low-cost options to have in your wheelhouse. You don't have to have big events or spend a ton on printing or advertising to make an impression. Choose an email marketing platform that works for you and falls in line with your university's guidelines and rules. Relationships. Super important to foster campus, community, and media relationships so you can build a foundation for future collaboration and support. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This concludes my presentation on small budget marketing. Again, I hope you have found these resources to be helpful or it has given you some ideas for your own marketing strategy. I'm Julia Duvall, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. I've got my email below, and I would love to connect. Thank you.